This is actually the best my body has ever looked. So I'm going to show you my exact workout routine. Starting off strong with lower body 3 days a week, specifically weight training, because this is the only way you're going to build maximum muscle mass. Hip thrusts, RDLs, step ups, split squats. I will never live without them. Moving on to full body, this is where Pilates is the cheat code. Doing her twice a week. She focuses on lower resistance and higher reps, which gave me that soft, toned look. Now to lose the body fat and keep the gains, I added in steady state cardio 2 to 3 times a week. And baby, the transformation was too good.
Don't know where your hands have been. Don't know whose balls have been there. Don't know whose gussets. I have really bad news. It's leg day. 5, 7, 10.
Get it, girl.
High foot placement. You want this quad dominant? Right here's good. You want a little more glute dom? High foot placement, feet shoulder width apart. I like to point my toes slightly out. Hold on tight. 1, 2, 4. See the stretch? Now when you push up, push through your glutes. That's 5. Right here, right here, right here. 7, 10. Okay. Yep, that's nice. That's nice. Oh, excuse me. Some would say the rehearsal is the most important part. I agree. I want these to be glute dominant. My feet are shoulder width apart. I am hinging at my hips. Woo! You see that? I hinged so far I fell over. Keep a neutral spine, brace your core, hinge at your hips. You want this more hamstring dominant? Keep your legs a bit straighter. You want this glute dominant? Let's add a slight bend in our knees. So right here we have hamstring. Right here we have glutes. I want you to actively squeeze, pull up through your glute. Once you get to the top, none of this, none of that. I don't want to see that. The work's already been done, so there's no need. 1, 3, 6, 8, 10. Holy smokes, holy smokes. I hate to say it, but we can go heavier. I'm popping a 10 on each side. That's it. Clippity clip clip. Pew, 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 pew. 2, 8, 9. Oh no. 10. Oh no. Oh no. Good news is we've done 2 sets. Bad news is we have 2 more sets. Thank you, sir. You guys, I'm so sorry. I really am. I'm starting from the floor. I got my 35. Pushing up. The stand up, it's not a rep. Lean forward, get that hip hinge. You're an escalator. You're an escalator. You're not an elevator. 3, 5, 8. Okay, rest in between legs if you need it. I always need it. If you want this to be glute dominant, keep that forward lean. Hinge at your hips, sending your glutes back. Think of the angle as an escalator right here, rather than an elevator. All quads, all glutes. Okay, so I got the other leg. That's not a rep. 1, 7, 8. Oh no, my glutes, they're on fire. Yeah, well, you know the drill. It wouldn't be a winning workout if my labias weren't up in the air, but I must protect them. Jacket might be a little too small to protect them. Pull up. 2, squeeze with your glutes, squeeze and pull. 5, really think about your glutes. 8. Okay, I have bad news. No resting, no resting. Move that weight. We have to do a body weight now. 1, oh no, 7. That's enough, that's enough, that's enough, that's enough. The good news, we only have to do 2 sets.
Okay gals, so you already know for the best glute gains, this is where it's at. And I'm gonna be taking you through my whole glute workout. Start off with cast glute bridges or hip thrusts because we wanna prioritize the most important exercise, of course. Next, we're gonna move on to my favorite RDL variation on the belt squat machine. You really wanna emphasize pushing your hips back and thinking about driving those hips forward. Muscle-mind connection is the most important throughout all these exercises. Then we're moving on to my favorite unilateral exercise for the glute growth. I know that these are killer, but you gotta lean forward a bit and drive through the heel for the connection. Fourth, we're moving on to single leg kettlebell RDLs. Elevating the resting leg really prioritizes connecting to your working leg. And lastly, of course, cable kickbacks for the iso. You got this, gals.
You need to stop overcomplicating your glute workouts. Why are you doing 6 exercises when you only need 4 to see results, okay? I'm going to take you through my staple 4 exercise routine. Let's get after it today. We are starting with with, of course, hip thrusts. One of the worst exercises of all time, but we're gonna do that because we wanna grow our glutes, okay? Hip thrusts are gonna work your glutes in a short position. That means that at the top of the movement, when your glutes are contracted, that is when they experience the most work. We really want to emphasize the top portion of this rep because that is the most challenging, and have a slight pause. Threw some more weight on there for the second set. That was terrible. The exercise we're gonna do is RDLs, which will work our glutes in a lengthened position, which is the opposite of hip thrusts. The bottom of the movement, when our glutes are stretched, is when the movement is gonna be most difficult. Think of this almost like a standing hip thrust. We're going to push our hips back to start the movement, maintain tension in our glutes the entire time, and then thrust forward with the bottom of the weight to bring the weight back up. And flex your core. 3, I'm done. That was disgusting. Third exercise in the routine is going to be a unilateral or a single leg exercise, so you can work each side individually. My personal favorite is a deficit reverse lunge on the Smith machine. We're gonna start with our weaker leg. That way we can match the same number of reps on our stronger side. Foot placement, you want your working leg to be slightly forward. That way when you go down into the movement, your knee doesn't travel too far past your ankle. You want it to be stacked on top of each other. And we're gonna lean slightly forward here, get stretch on the glutes, go down into the movement, press through the working leg to bring the weight back up. 4, 6, 8. I'm just contemplating like that. Time for the other side. I'm so excited to get going. For our last exercise, we're going to end with an isolation exercise for the glute medius muscle, which gives us that shelf look. Here for glute medius, we want to have a slight outward turn for our working leg. With that, keeping the rest of your body completely still so I can really isolate that muscle. And then pause at the top of the movement when it's most difficult, and slowly release and go back out. I think the pump is worth it.
Y'all already know what day it is. It's legs today, so it's time to tap in. I started off my warm-up with getting on the treadmill. I did this for about 5 to 10 minutes, I think, just to get a little sweat going. Then the first exercise I went to is RDLs, and I did 3 sets of 10 for these. To help with my form, I think about pushing my butt back like I'm closing my car door or something. It honestly really helps. Then I went into dumbbell hip thrust, and I did 3 sets of 10 with a 15-second hold after each set. Next is static lunges, and honestly, I was really contemplating life right now, as you can see, because these were burning so bad. Like, when I start to make faces, that's how you know the workout is killing. Now I got a good sweat going. I go straight into the leg press, and I did 3 sets, I think, of 12, but the last set I did as many as possible. As you can see, I did as many as I could. I was dead. Lastly, we have step-ups. Honestly, this had me so out of breath, but it was a really good way to end my leg workout.
So, if today was my first ever leg day and I really wanted to use machines, these are the machines that I would use. So I would start with leg press. Just adjust the seat, push off, and just push straight forward, okay? And this will work your quads. So again, your quads are the front of your legs, but if you put your feet a little bit higher, you will also get a bit of hamstrings and glutes in there as well. All right, second machine I would use on leg day if I was a beginner is the leg extension. So this is a very, very simple machine. You sit down, you tuck your feet underneath this bit here, and you just lift your legs up. And the best thing about this machine, you can really load on the weight and push yourself every single week. Okay, the third and actually final machine I would use on my first ever day is the Smith machine, because you can do so many exercises on it, guys. So if I was a complete beginner, I would just do a regular squat as my first one. So feet shoulder width apart, and just sink into that squat, drive through those hills and come back up, okay? Second exercise I would do is like an RDL or like good morning. So again, slight bend in your knees, push your glutes and your hips all the way back, and you'll feel it here and here, okay? And drive back up. This one can be a little bit awkward, so it will come with practice. But push your bum to the back of the room and drive back up. And then the third exercise I do on here is a static lunge. So 1 foot back, you come down, push through that forward hill, and come back up top. And those are the 3 machines I would use on my first day, perfect for legs and glutes.